Welcome to Ground Control. I wanted to go over my setup on the KINGKONG Tiny Wing 450. I was going to wait until after I maidened it, but it's still going to be a day or so before I can go maiden this, so I wanted to show you how I set it up. Now, my little micro S-bus receiver, I did have it mounted back here at the back of the canopy and had the antenna coming up through this vent hole, which also I think serves as, so that hole also serves as a point where if you've got the canopy on it, you can actually get to your mode button on the flight controller. But I moved it to the forward part of the canopy because I wanted to get as much weight forward as I possibly could, because even with this 24 gram 2S 450 milliamp 35C LiPo, is extremely tail heavy. So I'll show you what I had to do here. I had to take 2 US quarters, and this is one thing that I just, I'm disappointed by. I took 2 US quarters and taped those on the underside of the nose just to be able to get the CG correct on this plane, where it wasn't extremely tail heavy, where I could get a neutral balance on the plane 112 millimeters back. So I'm not happy about that. I would suggest that if you're going to get this micro wing, that you get the suggested battery, so that you're not having to, so that once you put your micro FPV camera in, you're not having to put in additional weight on the nose to get the CG correct. Now, I haven't flown it yet, so I'm just assuming that 112 millimeter back from the nose is the correct CG, but I won't know for sure until I'm maiden it. But anyway, I didn't have any problems getting my 2-position switch set up for arming and disarming the flight controller, but I did have an issue getting my 3-position switch set up so that it would detect all 3 switch positions. I thought I had plenty of separation when I set it up in the transmitter, but I was only getting 2 modes. It was only detecting 2 switch positions. So what I ended up having to do to get my 3-position switch working for, fully stabilized, mixed mode, and full manual mode, was not only did I have to set an offset for each switch position. So what I did was in switch position 0, which is all the way back, I set up channel 6 for the flight mode switch, and then in the first position I had the channel at 100% scale for dual rate, but I had an offset of minus 125. For the center position I had it at 0, and for the forward position I had it at plus 125. And even though I thought I had plenty of separation between those switch positions, it would not detect 3 positions on the switch. All it was detecting was all the way back and all the way forward. So what I had to do was I had to go in channel 6 and cut the dual rate from 100% down to 50% with the same offset of minus 125 0 and plus 125, and then lo and behold, it detected all 3 switch positions. So that ended up working out, and I think I may go ahead and use that procedure for all flight controllers in the future, just to make sure that there's no issues with it being able to tell all 3 switch positions. So anyway, let me go ahead and turn on my transmitter, power this up. I would suggest that you do this before you fly it the first time, before you perform your maiden flight. When you power on the flight controller, within 20 seconds of powering it on, you want to hold down the mode switch on the flight controller, which is located just about in the center of the flight controller. Hold that button down for 3 seconds and then let go of it. And then the flight controller should detect level position of the gyros. Now, they suggest that when you do this, that you have the nose inclined ever so slightly. So I think what I'll do is just put a little piece of scrap foam, which is about 4 millimeters thick, underneath the nose when I do this, so that when you have it in gyro stabilization, it keeps a little bit of a nose up attitude. I think what they want to make sure of is that it doesn't have a nose down attitude when you put it in gyro stabilization. So let's go ahead and do our calibration on the gyro within 20 seconds. Hold it down. 1001, 1002, 1003. Let go of it. We've got a flashing green light and then a flashing blue light. Tells you that it's recording the position of the gyros. Then what you need to do is take your transmitter and do a full extent forward, backward, side to side on your ailerons and your elevator, and then center it again. And now you can see we've got a solid red light which shows the gyro calibration is complete, and it's a solid red light because I have it disarmed right now. So you can see that I have movement in full stabilization. And let me go ahead and disarm it so that you can see the flight modes. Solid green means it's in full stabilized mode. Center position is mixed mode. I have full control that it will self-level for stabilization, and then all the way forward. A solid blue light means that it's completely manual mode. Okay, back to mixed mode and back to fully stabilized mode. So that is how you calibrate your gyros. Hopefully, if everything goes well, tomorrow morning I will be maintaining this and posting it on Saturday. So thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out our Patreon site. We have a lot of free content there as well. And I will see you in the air.